This episode of TV Nerds is brought to you by Cool Comics and Games. You'll get all your games and comics there. I promise you, you will not regret it. If you play Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon, I swear to God, I would demolish you. Not really, but please get your games and comics there. It'll be great. If you don't go there, I swear to God, I will find you.
Keep coming back to you. I keep coming back to you.
All right, welcome to TV Nerds. How you doing, everybody? This is Lasagna de la Caravan Martinez Gonzalez.
What the fuck is that?
You sound like Carol. I want to shoot you.
Hello there,
Carol
my
Bumpkin.
kittens. Hello there, kittens.
You really sound like a Southern belle trying to rap right now.
I just,
Yeah, she had a little bit
I'm
of
just,
swag in her
I'm
voice,
just very,
too. She got
very
that swag in her
motivated.
voice.
Very, I got the inspiration from Joe Exotic. I gotta.
It sounds
I haven't
Yo.
seen it, but
Sorry.
for it
The
to
most-
be the number one like on Netflix. And when I saw the trailer, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I haven't
like,
even seen it either. Is it something that really
I just saw the
happened,
trailer
or
like
is it-
today.
No,
and
it's
just
real.
like,
going on
It's
now.
real.
yeah,
It's going on now?
yeah.
The lady that
Yeah.
Carol Bumpkin, she's
Bumpkin.
here. She's here in Homestead, Florida.
No, she's in Tampa.
She's in
Whatever.
In Tampa.
Wait.
Get
I
your
was about
facts
to say.
straight.
I thought the story was
Wait.
was in Arkansas or something.
No. Okay, so because I'm into this shit, man. I love this fucking
God.
show,
Oh
man.
my god.
Don't
Okay.
spoil.
Apparently
don't,
The
don't
fuck
spoil
shit.
it.
No.
Hold
okay.
on. Before she explains, the fuck shit enters the door as soon as
Yeah.
you first episode.
Yeah.
You don't
yeah.
need much.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's already just right on top. He's a Tiger King. He gay.
He's a
He
gay
does country
redneck
music.
with two husbands. That
Carol probably killed the husband. Like it's right through the front door.
I mean, from what I understand, the
what?
dude was giving tigers away for some dick. Am I right or am I wrong?
you are in the
No.
ballpark,
Whoa,
sir.
Kind of.
whoa.
Bro,
No. Here.
stop
This is
spoiling
wild.
this. I didn't know he was
No,
giving
there's
away.
more.
I don't
That's-
want no more.
That's just the
too much.
commercial.
I'm sorry, but
That's
if-
just the
Hold on.
commercial.
That's
If y'all have
That's
The
in
commercial.
The commercial. That's in the
The
commercial.
The commercial's gonna tell you that.
If y'all
It's not
haven't
even the
seen this
movie.
shit by
I didn't see
now,
the commercial.
it's not.
I don't,
But to tell y'all
I
what
don't
this
even
really
want to
is
know what
about,
the fuck the
though,
rest of
Listen.
this shit is
Now
about.
I'm nervous.
Is it
That shit is
docuseries?
that great. I'm sorry to take over your show.
It ain't really a
No,
movie.
go
but
ahead,
it's a
because
docuseries.
I'm with you on this. Look, if you have not seen this shit by
Yo,
now,
I
then
was
don't
not
give a
gonna
shit.
watch
I
it.
will spoil it.
But the
Spoiler
way
alert.
people was talking about it was like, oh, he gay, and
And
no,
he's like a mafia boss too. in a way.
Facts.
No, not
And-
him, not him. It was the Mario.
right,
the
right,
Mafia
right.
Boss.
And then to even throw it even worse,
Then Dr.
he wasn't just gay for one dude. He had a whole nother nigga. He had two niggas. He was
So he's a
finessing.
polygamist.
polygamist. Yeah, he's a polygamist.
He's a polygamist.
He had a marriage
and gay.
with two husbands, and he gave him meth, but they weren't gay. They
and
were
a drug
straight.
lord, basically.
They were straight, bro.
I'm done.
Y'all just
That's
giving
the key to
too
not
much
hurt. That's the key to your heart.
This
That's
is
right.
not even a movie. It's not. The reason why he's saying
You
it's not a
have-
movie is
You
it's
need-
actually
No,
a
no, no, no.
docuseries. So
It's a docuseries, but
I
no,
was
no.
like-
I'm looking at it as a movie.
But it's not even.
But that's
like,
not
yeah.
even. That's
Like,
just
come on.
telling you.
This is
This is a sandwich.
Yo,
There's
here's
not
an
even
example.
meat.
Here's an example though. It's just like all the commercials and all the stuff, all the trailers they had for Jurassic World, for Jurassic World 2, and you know how it gave away so much of it.
Right.
I'm literally like, why am I over here? I'm
Right.
seeing so much about it, but why am I just keep watching this? Because it's like, because the trailer basically tells you what it. Was like in
No,
the, it
there's
kind of tells you it's a brief
I haven't
about
been
what
on
is in the
Netflix
movie.
in a while.
But
Same. Same.
I'm
There's
thinking they're giving away so much
suicide,
already.
You know what it is too?
crazy
though?
shit.
But when you actually see it,
Netflix,
like,
y'all
my
watch
God.
some fucked up shit. Cause Netflix
do.
For
tailors
Yo, I'm not gonna lie.
to the shit you
for,
watch.
for Netflix.
I mean, I do watch some
Tiger
Netflix.
Kings never come across
Yo,
my feed.
honestly,
'cause
bro,
I don't watch
I
that
watch
bad.
weird
Net-
shit.
But,
fucked
yo,
up
but for
shit.
those
For
who
Netflix-
haven't seen it though, this is basically it started off as let's expose this whole big cat, world where people are like, doing growing up little baby cubs for petting, making lots of money out of it. There was a dude, Jeff Lowe, that was like, he would sneak fucking baby tiger cubs into a fucking suitcase in Las Vegas up to his room just to get bitches.
Smart.
Very.
I mean,
That was a
yeah,
lot.
for
That was a
him.
lot.
Fucked up
Dude.
but smart.
And even though she's telling you
they'd
that,
be like, go up to my
still not
suite.
the movie.
Still nothing. Still, you don't understand. There's too
There's
much.
so much in episode. I'm on episode 2.
The best
I'm on
part.
episode 2, and that's still not the movie.
You still haven't seen the third episode, which explains.
Yo,
how
wait,
still
hold on
not
a
even
second.
all the way in.
How long are these?
7
how long are these
episodes.
episodes?
It's
How
7
long?
episodes.
Yo,
they're
they
they're an
catch you,
hour
they get you.
apiece, and
get
that's
you, though, they
still
get you, they
not
get you.
the underline of
Yo,
what everything
the
is.
best,
talking
part,
about.
the craziest
7
part was
hours worth of
one
episodes.
of
and
his
it's
people
still not
got it-
enough.
For real,
That
it's not.
juicy.
You needed more.
Bruh.
This girl got her arm cut off by or chewed off
Son!
by a fucking tiger. He came out of EMS jacket. Like,
Why are you-
what's going on here? What's going on? We're going. Oh,
It's
then-
still not
and
part
then,
of the movie.
that's still not part
still
of
nothing.
the movie.
Still nothing. It's
Oh
great.
my god.
I'm still not spoiling it for you guys.
I'm gonna have to see it then.
She
I'm
can
gonna
tell
have
you
to
as
see it.
much as she wants.
Exactly.
And it
It's
still won't be the movie because it's just so. And this is the, if
So
do
it's
not
so
be
much
on your
in depth,
phone.
that's what
do
it
not
is.
be on your phone because you miss a piece.
But you won't.
You gonna have to rewind.
But you
gonna have
won't.
to
You
rewind.
won't because as soon as
my
you see the
God.
first one, you're done. You're in. You're in.
Wow. So this.
So don't be on your phone.
So
play
this
it
is just as crazier as all the memes and stuff that's been happening this
Ooh.
week about it.
The
Like,
memes
dog.
don't even say the memes ain't shit. You gotta watch this whole thing.
that bitch is a hypocrite.
I'm gonna have to see that shit for real.
People, real niggas right now give that man so much respect that we see Carol Bumpkin, we punching her on sight. Damn.
Oh wait, there was another.
bitch.
Hold on, there was
And
another
you got
guy.
all this out of 2 episodes?
Yeah.
I know.
Yes.
Hate that bitch.
Exactly. Hold on, there was another
Posted
guy.
a pic. He posted a pic in the chat. And I'm
Right.
like, yo, who the gilf?
All I
I
said
want
was all
that
I know is
money.
that she turned you gay and she'll kill you.
And now I'm finding out she turned you
Okay,
gay and
no,
kill
excited.
you.
No. She didn't get turned to grave. She got her own story. She got raped at 14. She got raped at 14, left the
I
house
feel-
at 15
nah.
because her parents
fucked up.
thought that if you get raped, you was asking for it. But here's the fucked up
Mental
part.
health right
The
there.
person
Mental
that
health right
raped
there.
her lived across the street. So you asking for rape?
This is Oklahoma,
This-
guys.
this-
Hashtag
Stop telling me the
Oklahoma.
movie.
This right
But
here.
I'm not. That's still
Wait.
not the movie.
One more thing.
fucking
One more
dead.
thing. One more thing. One more thing. One more thing. One more thing, and he's gonna find that crazy too. One of the guys that he sees
tell me the
himself as
movie.
like a super. So he owns another sanctuary for big cats. He has right 5 or 7, 10 fucking wives that live in the property. Had them change their names, got their boobs done for them, and do all this kind of
This
shit.
is
for
like
he has like
300
sexual
movies
occult-
in one episode. What the fuck? This is like you done
This
told me
is-
3 different
This
stories.
is probably the good time that
But I bet it's still not
everybody
part of the
smoked
movie.
weed this one day and said, "How much can we cram into one episode?" That's what they said.
Oh my god,
Hold my beer.
that sounds like it.
Hold my beer.
It's the epitome of hold my
we
beer.
we can't cram 3 different movies in one episode.
literally had to-
All right, bet. Hold my liquor.
I literally had
This
to pause the
motherfucker.
episode and I was like, "Take a breather." It was too much.
I'm about to
take
put this
in.
shit on subtitles.
Listen, this
I'm gonna have to read. I'm
motherfucker.
with the shotgun gun
One
and
of his
shit and just-
husbands committed suicide, and for
Just
his
to keep
fucking,
knowledge, the
for,
dialogue up.
he committed suicide, and for his fucking funeral, he was
Are
talking.
you telling us about the show now?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. Listen, yo, it's still not.
She's
like
still
I said,
not
it's still
telling
not
you the
tell- I'm
No,
telling you.
fuck
I'm
that.
telling you.
Bro,
He
when I see
committed-
that part, I'm be pissed.
He committed suicide, and he went to his funeral. Joe Exotic went to his fucking funeral.
No names.
And he talked about he's the main character, and he went to the fucking funeral and talked about his balls in my face, like just
Bro,
made it a fucking comedy
we title
show.
this Don't Tell Me the Movie.
For real.
But this is
the niggas that know how to
this is just
not
a trailer.
spoil this
Yo,
shit.
but this is
I'm
just
sorry.
a trailer.
If
If
you
this
haven't
was like-
seen it by now, too
if this
fucking
was-
bad.
this
Too
is just
fucking
if like-
bad.
trailer.
I don't
Okay.
feel too fucking
This is
bad.
the
Nah,
trailer.
it just came out.
Hold on.
This ain't like Avengers, bro. This ain't
No.
like
If I
this
told you
just came
Avengers,
out.
you'll be very pissed because I
Right.
told you all the details.
But this shit is.
This
Yo,
is
bruh.
so jam packed. It's like think of all of the
Every
all
time
of
you
the
blink,
movies.
you
Yo,
lose
hold on.
like
then.
3 pieces of
Think
information.
Think of this as the whole 10 years of Marvel movies.
All right.
But we telling you about Endgame right now.
But they just telling
This
you
is
only the
5
meat
years.
and
No,
juices.
no, we
They don't
just
tell you who met who. They just said energy, fight,
Snap fingers,
fucked up.
this
squared
is like
up, unsnap fingers.
that whole thing is
Fight
just
end.
the whole 10
When
Iron
the
Man
fucking
Day.
time?
I mean, but they do live in Florida.
We're
though.
just
I
telling
mean,
you
No,
Iron
no,
Man
no,
right
no.
now.
No.
No.
This takes
Only-
place
only
all over the
Carol.
globe.
Yeah,
Wow.
all over the
Oh,
United
so they
States.
travel around?
No,
The lady
yeah.
lives here in Florida.
He lives in
The
Oklahoma.
main guy
no,
is in
that's-
Oklahoma. The other guy is South
South
Carolina.
Carolina.
And there's
Yep.
just
Man,
there's
why we
like
got
so
all
So
these
many
this
crazy
right
modes
here
in this
is
one-
literally
The
just
South. The
like,
South.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
how
even
fucked up the
global.
South
It's
is.
just within
Yeah, we got
a
so
1,000
many
miles.
fucking
Everybody
people.
No,
call
but
it-
seriously, man, this is just
not yelling.
a whole thing about crazy people, but they're calling it just this one thing, basically.
Basically,
All I
everybody.
can say is me learning from this movie.
What-
Here's my learn from this movie.
What's up?
I learned the thing, and then y'all can get to your topic. I learned from this. Instead of talking about one person's story, talk about three. You talking about the most epic movie you ever. Think about, I'm telling my story, and then I have you write a different story, and then you write a different story.
Don't give this away.
They can't.
It's still not
You
the movie.
still have to. Can we? You still have to tell a good story.
Please don't let him say that again.
Right. Nah, they can rewind it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. You still have to
You
have the
still have the
writers.
right team. You still have to execute.
That's true.
You need more
It
people.
gets
Yeah,
fucking-
can you execute that with just that little piece of,
Exactly.
of advice alone?
This is still basically what we told
I
you
think
is
not.
only about 3% of what you're gonna see.
And then you got to know how to act too.
Yeah, that's
Boom.
There you go.
Ooh.
So, but all the pieces of information that we told you is only 3% of what you're gonna see when you see Tiger King.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
It's crazy.
Might
The
have to
3%.
watch
You know-
Think about that
Might have to
number.
watch that
There's
shit.
100%. We only told y'all 3%, and that's still not even the underline. Of
This
the
is
whole
5
thing.
years of filming. They did 5 years
Yeah.
of filming for this. So it's
This
5
is crazy.
years.
To be that
Jam-packed
dedicated, this
into
is like a lesson.
7-8
To be
hours.
that dedicated
To one thing.
to
How
one
many
movie.
serial killers got made out of this movie then?
Bunch.
I don't know. They,
No, how many crazy people have it? Like,
Hashtag
Probably more
Carol
crazy
killed
people.
her husband. She
Dog,
fucking
like,
killed her husband. I
just-
don't give a shit.
just-
She
And
killed her
then
husband.
this
She
bill
killed
is
her
still
husband.
trying to get passed. That you can't own. Is it already
Exotic
passed?
Tiger. No, it didn't. It
yeah,
didn't
you
pass.
can't
Didn't
own
pass yet?
exotic
It
animals and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It didn't pass.
Yeah.
They're
It
trying to
is
say
still
that
going
because
on.
look,
Oh yeah.
So they're
But-
still filming.
It's because rich niggas like owning exotic animals.
it's true.
This
It'll
man
never
is
get
so
done.
rich, he has
No,
a
but
whole
like-
sanctuary
guys,
Yeah.
full
Bro, I
of.
don't know, but as
Exotic
soon as I
animals.
saw Scarface with a tiger, I wanted one.
guys, you can buy you can
One,
buy
but
a tiger.
you gonna have a whole field full of like 20 of them. What the hell?
Dude, there was
You can buy
Ah,
a
it
baby
depends how-
tiger. Let me tell you the
depends.
price for a baby tiger right now. $2,000.
yeah.
Oh,
Bitch,
that's-
that's a tax return.
That's basically a
hear me out,
purebred
hear me out.
animal.
That's
Any
it.
purebred
That's-
dog.
Now here's the
$2,000.
issue
Come
though.
on,
Here's
man.
the issue though, because the rules, because like you still get animal cruelty laws.
That's basically if you treat it wrong.
No, but you can't because
Here's
you
the
can't.
thing,
But
though.
you have to have acres.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the
You have to
reason
have
why
full
normal
acres.
people they get in trouble for this because they be having these tigers and it's just.
But
they're in
normal
a
people,
cage.
but it's
They're
just
in a
like you
freaking
said,
cage.
it's $2,000, right? My dad worked in New York in the DA's office, right?
Mm-hmm.
A case came past where a nigga in Brooklyn in brown apartment projects
Oh,
had a
damn.
tiger.
Brownstone.
In his fucking
No,
apartment.
not a brownstone, like them large ghetto ass brown brick projects.
So
the
basically
hood
Brownsville.
projects,
So
the
basically,
hood-
so basically Brownsville.
yeah. But yeah.
Basically
I
Brownsville.
don't. I'm from the South.
So you ever watch
from the
any
South.
black movie like The Wire?
I mean, who hasn't?
Um,
If you haven't seen The Wire,
You
something's
know,
wrong
you ever
with
seen The Wire? You know them projects in The Wire where they're all just like niggas in
Yes,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
exactly.
black
what you're talking
fence,
about
green area, projects, glass
Yeah.
front. A nigga owned a tiger
and-
in there, right?
here. And with all that rambling, I know exactly
And
what the hell he's talking
issue,
about too.
The issue came because like he had it, he could only keep it in the room, so he had it locked in the room the entire time, feeding it steaks and shit, like still taking care of it, but just it was just not enough space, and it bit someone. So now the case came across. What do you do? How do you process?
She got bit by a tiger.
Yeah, beware of cat.
Like, wait, a
got
cat?
bit
No,
by a tiger in
a
Brooklyn.
tiger. It's a tiger.
It's
Like,
a cat, but you put beware
wait,
of cat
do you
sign
is that just your cat? Do you call it a tiger? No, it's a cat. It's a tiger in there.
in the
She's a
room.
kitty.
It's like
They're
no,
big
you're
cats.
you're just saying no. You just got
Big
that you are a tiger thing just to scare people, but you really got a cat. Like no, it's a tiger in there.
Oh.
And he had guests. Like this is his house. This is like an apartment. Like this
No.
is where he lived, and his other bedroom just had a tiger.
One last thing before we move on is if you were not into country music before, You will be into.
You will.
You
Joey
will.
Exotic
on the
gonna
Tiger.
get you in.
No,
He did Kitty Kitty.
I saw that on the trailer. I haven't even watched the show
Yo,
yet.
he epic.
Good God.
And
If you
he
didn't like
says his
country
best
music before-
sellers are his underwear.
Yep.
sellers.
It is.
This is
His
some
underwear.
bullshit.
You
I'm
need
thinking
to
about
just
giving me a
watch it.
pair.
Just watch this shit, guys. Just
Joey
watch it.
Exotic underwear, baby.
So we gotta
Bruh.
watch. So we gotta watch this then.
Basically,
Yeah, you have
I
to.
mean, it's number one.
Well, I mean, you don't
the
have
whole,
to, but
no, the whole
is.
like
It's
thing
lit.
is that this
You gonna be
this
entertained.
docu series is really the number one like watch thing on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
And
And the
they had a
trending
lot
meme.
of good stuff come out too. Like
Yeah.
they had the whole story about
What good stuff did come out?
Madam
See,
C.J. Walker.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
that
self-made. I was just
Self-Made-
rewatching it the
Yo,
other day.
get your
Self-Made
pen.
is a good one.
Get your pen.
And yo, if you
Bro,
You need some
I don't
motivation
watch-
watching.
and
I
right
keep
now-
saying
It don't
that.
and
come
even-
across
and right now, even
the
though-
algorithms, son.
even though
I got Step Brothers.
Come on,
I
man.
got the
Bruh.
other guys.
This nigga.
No, but
That's
like,
what's
Yo.
hitting. That's what's hitting my. That's what's
I'm
hitting
gonna just
my.
say
Yo,
one
what's
thing
hot
about
Hey, I
this
got
list.
both of those
I'm gonna say one
movies
thing
too,
about
bro.
this though.
You feel me? I
Like
don't
not
see
only
this
is it
the
about a
Tiger
black
them.
woman, but
I have to
But
look
even
this
just look at
up.
what Lisa said that she got so much motivation from it. Like
Yes.
if you're just if you're a woman basically, because it is women.
Yes.
It's gonna benefit you from
Yes.
there.
Like yes,
a
you
woman
know,
entrepreneur.
But
That's a
in business,
great fucking video to watch.
everybody
Yeah.
here at this table is in business for themselves. Y'all do not work for me. Y'all are your own private contractors in this thing.
Who's the actress in
This-
Viola Davis? Or something like that?
No,
it's not Viola Davis.
The lady that did Ma.
Yeah.
Who-
Her and
I don't know her name.
Also,
I don't know her name either.
A surprising character.
She's been in
a
other
surprising
shit,
actor that's in it.
Underwood.
No.
Sorry.
Oh,
Tiffany Haddish. She's
Tiffany
in this
Haddish
movie
Yeah,
is
too.
in
Tiffany
there, too.
Haddish.
Which is
she was
actually-
the daughter of Madam
yeah.
C.J.
And
Walker.
she played
That's what
good.
She plays.
She played a good job.
She played. She did a good job.
She plays a lesbian. Hey.
But I mean,
Yeah.
like, I think that's crazy for Tiffany Haddish to be like known for being a comedic actor and to see her to really see like a portion of it in a serious movie. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Most
You see
most
her-
actors, I mean, most
Most act-
comedians
They have a wide
can,
range.
Yeah, they got wide range.
Because
Oh, yeah.
just like that, I mean, that's why they even say some comedians can like really write, good horror films, like
Yeah.
like
Uh-huh.
like
Jordan
Jordan
Peele.
Peele,
Ooh.
and
Yeah.
even I think like the new Saw that's coming out with Chris Rock and
Chris
Samuel
Rock.
Yeah.
I don't
Jackson.
know. I
Chris
don't
Rock,
know.
I
His
think
face
Chris-
too goofy for
no,
me.
Chris Rock, I don't know if
He
he
got
wrote
it.
it. I don't know if he wrote it or he directed it. Because I know Chris Rock was
I
saying
think he
something.
I think he's directing it.
Yeah, because I know Chris Rock also was like, just like a couple other comedians, they were saying that they wanted to do like they want to write a horror film. I think it was Chris Rock who said it. Chris Rock said he wanted to write a horror film. So I'm like, and people have been saying like, this will be good because
Jordan opened the lane.
because
Shout out to Jordan.
because comedians can write good horror because they just think about
It's comedy with
Yeah.
the
Well,
music changed.
Yeah, basically. But I mean, yeah, like you're saying, I think it comes to like a dark humor. Like any,
it
I think
is.
all
Especially something
comedians
like
have
dark
a dark
humor.
humor.
They find the
you
funny
can
thing in, like,
find
the darkest
horror
thing.
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just, like you said, change the music.
Think of everything that we can think of as a funny skit. Here's a tidbit for anybody else that's listening to this. If you think about anything that you think of funny, and just change the music on that.
Pretty much.
True.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, Willy Wonka with different music, it's fucking
Yeah.
wild.
It is.
that
Yeah.
Wild.
You let those fucking kids die, bro.
What? You know what I'm saying? Yo, like in a row, no one tripped.
And it says everybody give
one
a cheer.
tripped.
Nobody.
But if you put that, I get
Nigga
exactly
drowned.
what you're saying.
Nigga caught on fire.
And then here's what's even more fucked up.
Impacted.
They them little Oompa Loompa dudes, they tap danced on your grave.
Yo, for real.
Oompa Loompa.
Yo, they rolled the bitch out. Remember? They didn't even like wheel her out or nothing.
Were
Like, she
wise,
was
you'll
sick.
listen to me.
Shouldn't eat that gum.
What the
And then
fuck?
just.
And then
God,
they
that's-
just killing you.
And then
They
rolled
killing
her
you.
ass down the hall.
While they singing to your ass.
She had a
thing
genetic
is,
change to her
Yo,
body
that
off
shit
some
wild,
gum.
son. Watch everybody that's listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
Watch that with a mind of thinking that nigga is killing them kids.
It's
And
true.
bro, you gonna
It's
fuck
true.
your world up.
Willy
like-
Wonka gave no
People
fuck.
don't
No
realize,
fuck,
like,
for real.
No,
He
he
shouldn't have been drinking my chocolate. Suck him up the fucking
fat ass nigga. That's what your ass get.
Yo, a lot of good Disney and a lot of not just Disney, but other like childhood fucking movies and shows that
They
you're like,
came
oh,
from a
so
lot of
great.
dark
They
shit.
exactly, they
Yeah.
came from a lot of dark shit.
I think we
just
were
like you
talking
said.
about this the
Yeah,
last
we were.
episode. Because,
Yeah.
like just like the same thing, the Hunchback of Notre Dame story,
Yeah, very
Yeah,
dark.
Disney,
that's-
in the Disney
that's
part,
dark.
yeah, he's, he runs over the princess,
Mulan?
everyone loves him.
That's
but
true, we talking
in the
about
real,
Mulan, that was
in the
very
real
dark.
folk tale of Hunchback of Notre Dame, This man the guy has a hunch, accidentally kills the woman that he loves, and all he does, and what he does, he just sits with her body by her grave and starves herself to death.
Yeah. Same with the Little Mermaid, with Mulan, with a lot
like
of
the Little Mermaid. Like, let's say this, like
Sleeping Beauty too.
Sleeping Beauty was a messed up one. But for Little Mermaid, like if you watch the like Disney animated one, make the ending the part when she actually turns into that little creature thing.
Yeah.
And Elsa. And the witch actually has her voice, and that's the end of the thing. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I give that to Shrek. Shrek, the only one who made her turn a negative into a positive, bro. She turned to a fat bitch. Remember that? Like, you think about that.
A beautiful princess turned to an ogre. I'm
an ogre. Like, that's...
That is basically telling kids, beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro, but
Shrek
the
loved
glass
her.
half.
It was so good because they had
Both
other fairy
times.
tales involved. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he was just an ogre living in a world where there was other
fairy tales. All the fucked up ones, too.
Yeah, all the
fucked up
Pinocchio, like...
I was just talking about this to somebody.
That's crazy.
About like all the cartoon characters, because we was talking about something about gay. He just kept talking about like I'm not really on that. Like I disagree with that, and I said I understand that, but I said when you touch into business, you can't be thinking about that. That's all a distraction to you, and they're using that to control your mind. They're trying to manipulate with you, but also you got he's saying that they're promoting too much gay. But I was think about all the pedophiles. They was promoting Popeye. Bluto was always trying to rape Olive Oil. Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of toxic shit going on. That
Yeah,
we
Johnny
didn't
Bravo.
think about.
Yo, the 80s was a wild era, man.
Yeah.
Especially for cartoons.
No.
Studio 54.
Yo, speaking of like, you know how everybody lately has been trying to push mental health into,
which is something they should.
yeah, and I get that, and I agree with that completely. But another show that pushed it onto their new season is the Ozarks. If you guys watched
I fell off.
I haven't watched.
If you guys actually
it.
watched the third season of the Ozarks, they talk about. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm just gonna go with Wendy's brother Ben comes back into the picture, and he's been a mental patient for many years, and he comes back, and it's just crazy. You cry, yo, shit gets wild. But they talk about like he's in there a lot. He's doing a lot of back and forth with all the characters, and you see a lot of that. So they talk about mental health, a lot of that shit. But just wanted to point that out.
There's a movie.
Ozarks is pretty lit.
With what's that dude's name? Steve Carell, did The Office. There's a movie called The Beautiful Boy or Beautiful Boy. That's literally, it's like I've never seen him do such a fucking emotional and serious kind of role.
Yeah.
And bro, when I tell you I watched this shit and like. It made me want to fucking like shed tears, dude, because it was so fucking like heart touching, and it's all about him trying to figure out his drug addicted son.
Damn.
Speaking of movies now,
And it's really fucking.
Speaking of movies, let's talk about some of the upcoming stuff that's coming to April. Like I know for all the streaming service, Netflix has a movie that comes out on April 3rd. It's called La Casa de Papel. I have no...
La Casa de Papeles.
Yes. I
Yes.
have no clue what it's about,
Bruh.
but I saw the trailer for it.
Bruh.
I saw the trailer for it. And
It's not new. It's not new.
Playboy.
I know it's
a
not
house
new.
made out of
I think
paper?
it's like the
I don't
fourth
know
one. It's the
what
fourth
is it
one,
about?
right?
It's not. Yeah, I was gonna say this is not a new series.
You got to write that down for me.
I don't know because I ain't never heard of that.
It's like House of Papers. It's called. It's
Yeah.
Johnson's House of Papers. So basically, it's.
Okay,
I
that's
haven't
better.
seen it, but I know what it's about. I just
Yeah.
know it's not the. I've always seen it every season that they post. It's a crazy like political and like
I sensed that from the trailer. When I watched the
It's very
trailer for it,
political.
and
Very political.
and someone was like, "Oh yeah, this is coming out." I'm like, what is this? Like when I watched the trailer, I'm like, okay, there's some like crime stuff, there's some
Yeah.
mafia stuff,
Yeah.
there's some like political stuff in this whole trailer. I'm like, okay, I definitely got to check this out.
It's very political. Another funny, like, if you want to, I like foreign films a lot. I don't mind. Like I
Yeah.
said, I watch subbed and everything.
yeah,
I like
of
to
course.
watch everything subbed, so I don't mind. I like, if you like something
can't.
foreign.
I think that's because you like to read
Casa,
too.
Casa de
Do
las
you like to
Flores.
read?
I do actually.
That might be why
I
you
just
watch
haven't read in
sub.
a while.
Yeah, I
do
can't
like
read.
to-
It's
I
like
can't
so,
read.
and you're just able to just look at everything
Hate
and read
I
the
could,
subtitles
but-
at the same time. Like,
Yo, there's no dub version for Magic Kyoto, and I've been watching that shit. So
How do you
I'm
like
not
it though?
I'm
I
not
do
gonna-
like-
I love it.
I'm not gonna
I
lie
just
though.
I can
There are
read into
some-
languages
there are
like
some
perfectly.
anime-
So I like reading. It's
There are
just-
some anime and some anime movies that is like
You're gonna get converted,
Like
bro.
you gotta watch
gonna
subs.
power through the
Like,
whole season
You can't
and
just
You
watch
can't.
watching a
Anime.
dub is just
It's gonna
not
work.
gonna do.
I
like
agree with
the,
him.
Like the Godzilla an anime movie that's on Netflix.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
That's on Netflix. Like
Yeah.
all 3 parts. I'm like, I watched it. I watched the first part in sub, just because I was like, I'm gonna want to watch this over and over again because it's Godzilla. So
You know
I was like,
It's
let
fire
me just
series.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Fire. I
haven't
let me just
okay.
let me just watch it in sub, then I watch it in dub, next
It's
next
not the
time or
same.
whatever. Now I watched it in sub. I'm like, hold on,
the
like,
voices got you.
maybe I might not want to watch this in dub. Let me just.
Yeah.
Oh, you kept watching it sub?
It's-
Yeah,
Oh,
I was like,
Way
yo,
worth it.
that's something you just can't watch in
Way
dub.
worth it.
I
They're
really
just-
like.
it's
I
just
grew
like-
up watching sub Dragon
get
Ball
it.
Z
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
of
internet
course, man.
when the fucking episodes used to drop in Japan and you
Yeah,
had to go on the internet and search
duh.
for the shit.
But
Like,
I remember when I was in
I
class in
hated
high
it.
school, and that's all we did. Once
Yeah,
them
bro.
new Dragon Ball Z,
So,
we
like,
just on the computer just
Bro, and
watching
it was
that,
sub,
bro.
and it was all sub, and I would have to watch that shit in sub. So as soon as I found out there was dub anime, my nigga, never again will I read. Never.
Oh yeah,
Fuck that.
just in case you're wondering what that rumbling sound is, I bought a little surprise for the team. I bought a little, a little
Shout
treat.
out to
Just because
Eugene.
it's special, I got some Pocky Fuss,
remember we had that
This thing-
episode, the
yeah,
10 favorite
the
snacks.
Yeah,
Pocky was one of
the
them.
10 nerd snacks. Like this is one of them. I think it was number 7 or number 5. It was like, but that clip is on our Instagram if you want to, watch some of our content on Instagram.
Yes, go ahead and rewatch it.
Bro, I'm telling you, son.
And these
The
are the cookies and cream.
strawberry. The strawberry, bro.
That's the one that it was on the strawberry Pocky. Yeah.
You got like these are good. These are good. But if they use
But
if they use
here's
a
the thing.
chocolate
Here's the thing.
biscuit, if they
You
use a
you
chocolate-
speak Spanish, right?
Yeah.
So did you ever see your parents ever watching novelas or any Spanish movies or anything
Yeah.
like that? So tell me right now, me as a Spanish speaker as well.
Remember
Tell me
like
right now that the
yesterday.
original is not. If you watch a novela or a Spanish movie in English version, it's not the same.
No.
It's not
do-
exactly.
I watched. I'll tell you this, yo. I had
Exactly.
a Spanish version of the Fast and the Furious.
Oh.
Actually, no. I had the English version, but I switched it to Spanish
How dare
when
you.
because I took it to Cuba. I took it to Cuba, and I was watching it with my uncle and
It
shit.
wasn't the same.
And there was one part, I can't even remember what fucking scene it was, but there was some shit that Toretto said, and it was fucking hilarious in Spanish. I'm gonna tell you right now, this shit had me dying.
Wait,
But
which
what-
Fast and the
but-
Furious
but-
was this?
The first one.
Oh, first
But
one?
but when I heard it in English, like it didn't hit as hard. I don't know why. Maybe it was because it was
I
just.
think really just because of the fact that it's like the native language, so it's like some dialect and some
And
some
mannerisms.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
mannerisms,
Yeah.
and some phrases even are like different from
yeah.
from English.
I think it
so,
was the way that it was worded.
It's
that-
also
so like,
like-
and that's
I was
the one
dead.
thing about
I
like
was dead.
just watching stuff in their original language. You get to feel the culture. You
Yeah.
get to
Yeah.
experience different cultures in a way. So
Right.
We should when
like I could feel a lot of Japanese culture whenever I watch anime. You
What
know.
was-
Nah, 'cause I was gonna share some legal shit, so I was like,
What?
damn, shit.
Yo, Lisa,
Like,
Lisa, get her a napkin, girl.
I know,
Dripping
right?
out the side of them lips. Pass some napkins over. Can you throw those paper towels?
That was fuck that shit.
All right,
Hold
so
on.
I'll just say it. No, I'll just say it. I'll just say it. So when I grew up in the hood, we had illegal cable, right? And so
That's fine. I
sometimes,
had that a few years ago.
And
Sometimes-
stolen cable. I know what you're talking
You know,
about.
yeah.
Right there. I
so
know.
sometimes
Get her a napkin.
the cable stations would change languages,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and there ain't nothing you could do about it.
Yeah. No, there's
Like,
not.
I've sat through like 4 hours of Fox in straight Spanish.
Bro, that was me in Miami, bro.
Like, hot.
Hilarious.
Like, hot. Like, I'm talking about regular channels. Like, some.
Yeah. Being
I
a
watched
completely
through
different fucking-
Simpsons, Malcolm in the Middle.
Well, I think you
know
was
what?
able to do that because you've seen them so many times in English.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm
Yeah.
able to wear my red glasses because I know what grass look like now. I know what color it is, so I'm able to just watch it in red because it helps me play video games better. Like if I see it just one color,
You're fine.
oh I can point you out. I
Yeah.
don't care if you got camouflage or not.
And you know, since you spoke about Malcolm in the Middle, let's get into the middle of, you know, some of this coronavirus stuff that's been going on, you know? Like,
I like to play on words.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
that was good. That was very
But like,
smooth.
yo,
Very smooth.
even though that, you know, we've seen a lot of bad news about the coronavirus, all the people it's been infecting, all the people that it's been, you know.
Shout out to Griff Gotti.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Rest in peace.
Also, like, yeah, let's just like stop this right here and just say, you know, R.I.P. to Griff Gotti. You know, I know he definitely meant a lot to the people in, you know,
Damn
Southwest
sure.
Florida and for ESP Network, which we're on right now. So I mean,
he helped start.
like for sure, you know, just, you know, rest in power and, you know, condolences to your family and everything like that. Let's have a little moment of silence for him too, you know. Amen. But you know, also some of the like, you know, some people are looking at the brighter side of coronavirus. You know, we're seeing a lot more people like, you know, help their fellow man out. More people, more communities are coming together. You know, they're supporting the small businesses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know, because we never know with some of these like people, you know, being out of a job, we don't know how long these businesses can, you know, stay open and stuff like that. But you know, other benefits to it is environmental too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, in a lot of places, you know, they're seeing a lot of the, you know, plants and stuff grow faster even, you know. And it's only been affecting the globally for like almost a month now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're seeing more animals come
Yeah.
out. They're not, because I mean, I'll give an example, because at FGCU, there's a lot of animals in there, but they're usually nocturnal because of the fact that everyone's up in, you know, the daytime. But because of this whole thing, they're seeing more animals come out,
Yeah.
you know, and stuff.
And a lot
But
of cities
also-
with a lot of smog too
Yeah,
are
like
actually.
I was just saying, like I just
San
heard, I saw this one in
Francisco,
like over the
Shanghai.
weekend about like some of the smog, like some cities that are known for smog, like some parts of like China and, you know, even LA.
They're clear
They're-
now. Right?
yeah, like
Yeah.
you know,
For like the first time in
like it's
years.
actually sunny in California, which everyone's talking about. You know, it's sunny in California and stuff like
Sunny
that. But like,
Philadelphia.
I remember like
Man, I
one
love
time-
that show.
Yeah,
Sunny
that show is
Philadelphia.
fucking hilarious.
But I remember one time I went to Cali one time and like it was like noon and it was still cloudy. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like
That smog.
someone I was with,
Yeah.
they were like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're like, yeah, that's, you know, that's smog. I'm like, shit.
It is kind of when you like I've seen it when I lived in Jersey driving to New York. You see it over New York just before you cross the river. You know what I'm saying? So you would see like a gray haze.
Okay.
That always bugged me.
Yeah.
Like you just know you're going into that. You're just like,
Yeah.
ah,
Yeah.
it's not even on a clear day, like clear, no
On
clouds.
a clear day.
You're just like, oh, it's
The
gonna be
southern coming
it's
out.
Great. It's a great day. And then you just
It's
look
a
at
great
New York,
day.
You're just like,
I'm sorry. Is this the southern? Is the southern coming out?
because that's
on
what you have to do. Because you get the lemonade.
Lemonade.
You get yourself a lemonade and maybe or a
Southern
Tom
clear
Collins.
day.
Phil Collins,
Yeehaw.
Tom Collins, I don't know. But you get yourself a drink on a nice day, and then you have to go into New York, and you just look at it going, fuck. I'm just going to breathe that.
But yeah, I mean, also like, you know,
It's nothing you can do.
something else that I saw about the benefits of it is that actually the Earth's ozone layer is starting to shrink.
repair,
now.
yep.
It's starting to repair and starting to shrink.
I think I said that in 2 podcasts ago that the ozone layer is becoming thinner and thinner. If not, I told somebody else, but the ozone layer has become thinner and thinner because of all the pollution. So this is a good thing.
But they've seen it in Australia as like it's closed. Like not closed,
That's
but
what I'm
like
saying.
But it's like
closing.
close
But
to
that's what I'm
close.
saying.
Yeah.
Like it's actually becoming it's repairing itself. Yeah.
But that could be because of all the fires. Because you think about it, Australia
not
did
only
have,
that,
and
but just also like fires, like also can help the, you know,
That's what I'm saying.
environment too.
That's what I mean. I think those fires helped. The fires in Australia may have helped in repairing the ozone because now the fires are out in Australia. So
Because I mean, also like there are actually some plants and some vegetation that they have to be on fire for them to spawn and grow. So yeah, I definitely see where that's coming from too.
But no, yeah, the benefits and the recovery rate's getting better. I heard China's
Yeah,
even,
China's starting to open businesses now,
yeah,
and they're
China
really
really-
starting to like not be isolated and everything.
Yup.
Plus, it's also peaceful there too, because I mean, there were like months before this, there was the whole riot, the whole protest and everything. It got crazy, but like, I guess now they're just like, you know, let's think about our people now, you know.
To a certain extent. To a certain
Ain't thinking
extent.
A
about
man,
it that
a
much.
man can dream, can he?
If you actually watch the show, I was watching the show Pandemic on Netflix, and that shit was crazy
Yeah.
because it talks about how most of the diseases are transferred through animals. You know, you have people in Egypt and in Lebanon studying bats, and then you have people in other, you know, even right here studying chickens and wildlife. And because we have meat, countries that eat meat more than any other country, for example, China, no offense to them, still love you guys, but anyways, they allow
mean,
meat.
they
It
also
gets
eat
transferred
rice
a lot
too,
because of that. But bats are a big, bats and birds as well are a big issue of transferring these viruses onto us. So we
Did
gotta
you-
be
did you-
conscious.
Did you watch that?
But I
link
mean,
that
also, I
sent
mean,
y'all
that's just the thing
in the
with
group
like certain
chat,
countries. They
the
have
Facebook
their
link with that
delicacies,
video?
so-
Bro,
No,
there
can't
was
really
a
blame 'em.
movie. You can look it up on Netflix too. But there's a movie, and you like sub shit, so it's a foreign movie.
I get freaked
Perfect.
And
Don't
it's,
freak
out. I'd get freaked out. Some of the shit y'all be posting, I'd be like looking at it, be like,
listen, bro,
not gonna
this
watch it.
shit is literally a movie that came out in 2018. Don't even know if it's still fucking up, but
what's up?
but a guy that posted it was saying all this shit, and he was like, "Yo, this is 2 years ago." So it talks about the shit that's literally happening right now, and they state the fact that it's a man-made drug or a
Yeah.
man-made virus. So
I mean-
I don't think it's a man-made virus.
oh, it's definitely a man.
The one who
I
loves
mean,
conspiracy theories and think it's
yeah.
a man-made virus.
Here it is.
It's
Okay.
definitely a man.
Here's the thing. I'm into conspiracy theories as long as they have enough. As long as they have enough, something to back them up. They can't just be like,
enough evidence. and
oh,
stuff
like
that. I get you.
aliens are all gay and they all wear fucking top hats and they all fucking dance the cha cha and Rumba. Like,
I
come
definitely
on.
get you. We did
You
talk
have
about
to
this
give
one
me
time.
like some. You have to give me some bases.
For it to be a conspiracy
And
theory,
that's-
it has to be
Yeah,
some
the
type of
question
evidence that
is-
makes it true.
If it's was it CIVID-19?
COVID-19.
COVID-19, right?
But you know
what's that
We
COVID-18?
better go back to elementary school. Learn how to spell, bro.
Damn.
Learn how to spell. Hold on.
You said dash like
You said
B-I-D.
Kevin?
Damn.
It's
like
COVID, not Kivit.
COVID.
COVID-19, no, but there's COVID-18.
God.
There's
COVID, not
COVID-17.
Like I said in the
COVID-15.
last episode, like there's evidence and like there's people who know about this stuff to
Yeah.
like know that coronavirus, this is not nothing new. This has been
But
around for
It's
like
just
40
the
years.
form. It's the form. It's the type
It's
of
a
coronavirus.
it's a different
that
virus
exists.
that
It's just
has
funny how
evolved.
they say it came from bats, yet no animals
no.
can get it.
No. Like the origin of the virus, because like
Yeah.
there's different versions. Let's say the plague. There's different versions of the plague.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
the
But
original
the plague was from
So
coronavirus-
rats.
the original
Coronavirus came from a
coronavirus
bat.
Well,
came
they-
from
But
came from
COVID-19,
bats.
which
But
is a mutated
COVID-19
version.
Let's
is
just
a
Yeah.
go back to
is
the,
the
the
man-made
early
version.
There you go.
1900s and the avian flu and everything like that happened. It's just bacteria and viruses, especially viruses, they mutate. So we gotta put
No,
that
but
in
we
perspective.
force
You don't-
mutate
Exactly.
though.
Because of our either vaccinations or treatments, they
Other way
cause
around.
that to.
We do it the reverse. We'll make a virus even worse so that you can build
Yeah.
a defense. So that if something should happen, let's say another country makes the same virus just as bad, we'll
We'll already be immune to it. 'cause
Yeah, we
already
have the
been through it.
inoculation because we already did it to this virus.
And we'll already have the
So
vaccine too.
Because
So
like it started when
there
they
you
did
go.
the
That's
chemical warfare when you'd have like was it polio or some shit? Or
Yeah,
like
polio.
smallpox
They
and
do
shit.
have,
Polio,
like-
smallpox, stuff like that.
And like the World War II, they were testing it. Like Germans were doing the testing to see
Yeah.
how you can change the effects of it
And
and,
they
whatnot.
used but
they
they used the
they
juice,
weaponized
and
it.
they used the juice for
yeah,
that.
and they weaponized it. And so,
So-
that's when that's when other countries were like, "Yo, shit, we need to start finding
Yeah.
out how bad a virus can get and how we can control
And let one
fix
of those
that.
fucking samples leak. Now you're fucked
Yeah.
because you just infected everybody
That's
with
what I'm
some
saying.
shit that
That's
you
why
don't
there
even know
has
how
to
to
be a
cure yet.
COVID-19.
That's what
COVID-19
they're
is.
talking about.
Yeah.
One person, just one person can spread that shit.
And it's just
if
like,
it's
yo,
not
we don't
contained.
even know who that patient
but
X
there's
is
also,
either.
like,
Exactly.
But other like scientific, scientists. I wouldn't say scientific facilities. Scientists sometimes go against the rules because this is a known fact in other countries as well, and they'll sell some of the lab
That's true.
test animals.
Yeah.
And like in certain countries, certain animals can be eaten.
Yeah.
So you can buy bulk lab test animals for cheap
Yeah.
and sell the food.
That
And
is
But
then
yet,
you also know that there's people that
Right.
volunteer to be lab rats.
Right, right.
And they go ahead and get injected with some shit.
And you don't know what it
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
Or not even volunteered, because there was a case about the whole about the whole syphilis thing where like it was like real back in the day where like they just took a whole bunch of black people and they were just like, we're gonna give you syphilis for this whole like for testing and everything. So like they literally, and they're I guess testing the effects of what syphilis can do to a human person. So they just took, I don't know, I think it's
they did it for
it's some city. I cannot remember.
They did the same thing. The same thing you're talking about. They did it in England for COVID-19. They were giving people the virus deliberately, so that we can see how they can treat it. And I think we're charging like £7,000,
Yep.
some shit.
This whole thing's crazy, man.
But on a plus side, though, on a plus side, this COVID-19 part. On the plus side, there are stocks. I bought Disney for $98. I bought Disney stock for $98.
I need to invest my money like you are, man. Goddamn.
And then I bought some.
Because I was thinking about this. Because
we were talking about that
I
actually.
sent you saw the read them links. You read them links. I sent you.
Really, some of those stocks that just went down.
Yo.
I have a Robin Hood.
And I was thinking, I was like, wait a second. When this whole thing blows over,
hear me out.
they're gonna go up.
Hear me out.
I should buy some right now.
And me and him started talking about that shit.
$98 for Disney, right?
Bro, it was even lower than that, but I just caught it at 98. It's now at 104. Bro, I just bought, like, this is like 2 days ago type bought.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Invest your money,
Thursday.
people. Like, this is what we're saying.
But
invest your
pay
money,
attention to
bro.
Gabe because he's got some knowledge for y'all.
He does, man. Invest your money. Yo.
There's the coronavirus has also like speared like the vaccination. So like multiple companies are out trying to get vaccinations. Now Johnson & Johnson has had a bad rap, so their stocks are low, right?
Yeah.
But Johnson & Johnson is also in clinical trials and trying to find a cure or the vaccine for COVID-19. So there's a couple other stocks. I showed you a bunch of lists. Now there's a few. I'm not gonna give you the ones, but there's one of them that was at $41 for their shares, and they're in cooperation with another company that their shares is about $419 a share.
Yeah.
But they're working together to come up with a cure. Now they're already in third phase of clinical trials, so they're already testing it on people.
Yeah.
So the likelihood of them getting the vaccine made and pumped out and then hitting it with the money, since you can get the company stock that's for $41, that would just go up instantly.
Yeah. Damn. That's a lick.
Hey, just to add into
hold
this,
on a second now.
just to add into this about the coronavirus 19, all we got to do is go back to what episode that was for Dragon Ball Z.
Son.
We already got attacked by Android 17 and 18. Just copy and paste.
Son.
Copy.
What you was talking about, I remember something like this. It was a cheat for how to get money in Grand Theft Auto.
Yes.
And it was saying like once you do that mission for you still
anyone who plays GTA,
yeah. I think it's either because in GTA 5 they had the whole stock thing, right?
Right. That's it. Anyone who plays that.
But I don't know if it's before or right after you do this mission. But once you do the mission where you steal all that gold, they say that's when you should buy the stocks. The stocks go up right after you do that mission.
All the missions, because there's like
there's some. I think the mission with the diamonds too.
Nah, there's like there's not because I did play the game, so there's like who's the black guy?
I don't know because I haven't played Grand Theft Auto.
The black guy,
Franklin.
Yeah,
Franklin
Franklin
has like a set of missions given to him by Lester, and they're all dedicated around the stock. So as soon as you do the mission, you buy a certain stock, kill the person, you sell your stock,
that stock
buy the
goes
other
up.
stock, it goes up, you cash out on that, and then you just make money. So I did the whole thing because I did the walkthrough. Yeah. I made like $8 billion off each character. So total, I was like, I bought everything. I bought the golf course. Like I bought everything.
That's the thing,
Right?
like.
But Joe, speaking of
but
that,
the missions actually work
The
for this real
business
world
and the
shit.
medicine.
Yeah.
I think that's the medicine in the candy or something like that.
Look, I'm lit.
I know. But since we're talking about Grand Theft Auto, there was some unconfirmed news about this too.
The new one coming out.
With possibly coming out.
Yeah, possibly.
But there was
coming out.
there was something on Reddit where like this guy was like, like the Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto 6, URL is about to expire. And with that saying, they were trying to interpret that to thinking, oh shit, Rockstar's already on that. So once that thing expires, they're gonna make an announcement about Grand Theft Auto 6.
Okay.
They literally make a game per console.
They have theories about this all the time, but it's like, it does make sense.
I have heard some rumors about what it could
be
be like.
Because there was a rumor about saying that it was gonna be an announcement about it on the 25th of this month.
Okay. And it still hasn't
And that
happened.
it still hasn't happened. Sucks, but
Yo, I like that concept.
But
Just to take that just a second, I like that concept. Just make a game per console. Just add me more characters. Why I gotta buy 15 million
It's a
games?
DLC.
Just give
That's
me
why they got DLC.
Destiny.
But that's what I'm saying.
2 does
They
that.
literally just they come when a console drop, they drop GTA 5. They still playing that bitch like it's
and
just
they
dropped
still buy and
today.
it's still buying
what
too.
you're
People
saying.
still buying it too.
I get what you're saying. You could add just like a whole nother city and a whole nother
Like if
setup,
you do a football game,
20
give
to
me
30
one.
hours of
Yeah, but
gameplay
if-
Give me
and add
one
it.
game and then just add the roster in. You ain't gotta
But-
keep
Destiny
switching.
2
and you can
does
keep
that.
making money off of
Yeah.
it too.
Destiny
Yeah.
2 is lit. Like Destiny 2 be putting like new maps, missions.
one thing-
game
This also
modes,
goes to
guns.
like, yo, people are just in love with the franchise.
Well, yeah,
People
that's
love
true.
Grand Theft Auto so
'cause you
much
could do-
that
Yeah.
they're
It's
doing
so-
all this crazy stuff to think, okay, we know the next Grand Theft Auto is coming out, so let's
Supposedly,
and they
like,
just
the
keep
6
making
is
all these
supposed to be
theories and stuff
another
like that's
Vice
just how
City.
you know. That's just how you know that just the whole like fan base of Grand Theft Auto are
Yeah.
dedicated.
So
fans.
like I'll tell you this much based on the rumor that I heard. And the last one that I played was Grand Theft Auto 4. I haven't played 5.
What?
Nope.
Yo,
Nope.
yo,
Nope.
get out, yo.
Go out.
You're off.
Go outside.
You're
Go,
not
Think
true.
go
about-
outside
Oh
and
my
go
God.
think
Think
about
about
what
what
you
you just
what you
said.
just
Yo.
said.
San Andreas and 5 were the best ones.
Think about what you
Straight
just
up.
said.
You
San
can't-
Andreas
should be
is
and it
still
was
shot.
all in
San
Los
Andreas is
Santos
still
too.
And
classic.
hold on.
You
should
should
be
all in
shot.
Los
Vice
Santos.
City was
San
a
Andreas is
classic,
still
and then
classic.
Liberty
Vice City, I would have fucked with a lot more if it wasn't
I'm
purely
not
based.
giving you life.
Because Vice City was just Tony
They
Montana.
still was lit,
It
but
was
5
lit.
still got its
5,
own.
bro. When
Five
you
still
get
got it.
when you
I'll
got
wait for
into
the next one.
heist,
I'll
my
wait for the
nigga,
next one.
No.
I was
There was
wild.
a there
We
was-
There might not be a next one,
armored
man.
trucks, son. I see
Calm
armored
down.
trucks today.
If
and
there
I'm
isn't
questioning-
the
Everybody
next
get along.
one, I'll get 5.
Everybody get along. Everybody get
With
along.
all
Hold
this
on.
stuff happening, yo,
right, calm
there
down,
might
calm
not
down.
be a
Ding,
next
ding,
one.
ding,
There might not be a next Grand Theft Auto 6. though.
I'll get 5.
Let's
if
take
there
a breather.
isn't gonna
Let's
be a
take a
6.
breather right quick. Let's take a
Y'all
breather.
extra
Everybody,
lit.
I will
everybody
get
2
5 if
seconds.
there isn't gonna be a 6.
Everybody
You
two
see-
seconds.
you see what your
bombs
words do?
like that.
You
see what your
you
words
can't
do?
just be dropping.
okay.
Niggas are emotional, bro. You can't just be saying some shit.
That's blasphemy around these
But
parts.
Well,
the
let-
rumor,
let's
the
meditate.
rumor that I
We
did
are some
hear.
dedicated nerds.
Wait. Let me ask you a
goddamn.
question. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Because
I played every Grand Theft Auto up until 5.
So you physically not played it, is what you're saying.
Right.
So you've been in a room though and watched a friend play the game,
Right. Yeah.
and you've seen the missions, and
Yeah.
you were
Yeah,
invested.
But I physically did not play the game.
Physically never played the game.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you.
I'll give you.
Oh wait, hold on.
See,
Speaking
I
of
don't wanna
games,
dis- I don't wanna
we got
disagree.
some-
No.
I played from
No.
the first Grand Theft Auto on the fucking computer.
yo,
where you're
since we're
just,
talking about
Even
video games
like
right now,
even
yo.
driving
watching
the
the
car,
video
even like the
all the way
movement
to
and driving
4.
the cars is so
Yeah.
different than Grand Theft Auto 4. I'm
Very
sorry,
different.
but exactly the way you even
The game mechanics.
You know how you know
Everything is
there's
just so
difference?
different in this game.
When you
like,
drive the
it's-
fucking cars, and every car is they made it so detailed that, like, for example, a muscle car, it drives just like a fucking muscle car.
See, but
And-
Different,
and-
but different modifications,
Exactly.
even changes.
and you know what? This is the perfect
Exactly.
time to get into the rumor. I feel like they're gonna make it. If they do create a new one, they're gonna make
They'll
it
make it
too
the last-
realistic.
They'll make it the last one.
No, that's going to be good for
It's
this.
not bad though.
No, you need
It-
that.
no, it'll be good
You
for
need
VR.
that. You need
For
that.
this game,
for
yes.
VR.
You think so?
Especially with
For
VR.
this
more
game,
popular.
yes.
But
It's
you've
good
never
for it.
fully played GTA 5. You don't understand, bro. When you did the last mission,
This is
and
why,
you dropped
like,
that nigga in
yo.
the trunk and you pushed that shit off the cliff, and then
Bro.
they played
What
that
I love
song,
is that they
and you
have,
Yo,
I vibed the fuck
this
out.
is really exactly why it
Apparently-
took so long for them to go from Grand Theft Auto 4
Yeah.
to Grand Theft Auto 5.
Hey,
What?
apparently though,
Really is.
in the
I
in
love
this
that Grand
new
Theft
one,
Auto
if it
5
does
has
happen,
alternate endings. Grand Theft Auto 5 has alternate endings, so
It
you get to
does.
choose your
I have
ending.
a lot of games that got
I love
alternate
that.
endings.
No,
though.
I
Okay,
saw-
yeah, but
Fuck that.
listen. But
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying
Nah,
is-
man.
What
This is
makes
like
it
3
so
different
special,
ones. Because
though?
I mean, I
Please
know
tell me.
the one that
What
has
makes it
alternate
way
ending
better
is
than every other Grand
Infamous.
Theft Auto?
All right,
I know
so you can
Infamous only
change-
has 2 different alternate endings too. So this
Yeah.
has many more.
You can change.
I'm thinking
Grand Theft
about
Auto's
picking
always
it
had
back
that-
up just to play it again.
Facts.
It's that good.
I saw it on
Yo.
Steam now. I'm thinking about
Does
getting it for the
anybody-
PC and get the
Also,
mods.
because of the coronavirus, you know,
I might get it.
Sony,
It doesn't
plenty of
know
time.
you know,
quarantine, so-
Sony and like
Might as
Microsoft,
well.
like, but I've seen this on PlayStation because I have a PlayStation, but they have in their PlayStation store they have like so many deals on games just because
Yeah,
they know
they do.
everybody's on
Yeah, they're
quarantine.
Home. They're home. Yeah.
That's what
So
I'm
that's all, so for all
I'ma
the
get Grand
dedicated
Theft Auto
gamers,
5,
they're
then
gonna
I'll
be
get it.
playing games.
I'll
So-
rock with you, bro.
It'll
Play
probably be
online.
like
and
20
they got
bucks
Grand
right
Theft
now.
Auto 5 for
platform.
$20 for $20 we get you Grand Theft Auto
Son.
5.
Hold on, we're
Okay.
very excited
I
this
got it. I'ma
episode.
get it.
Everybody,
I'ma
everybody
get it
just
then.
wow.
I'll get it and I'll
I
play
haven't
it.
eaten. I've been drinking.
How long is it? 40 or 60 hours?
Son, hold
Just
on.
play
Wait,
it.
60
Wait,
hours.
Just play it.
It's endless.
Just play
It's
it.
endless, bro.
It's like the
I
endless
told you,
pasta
the whole game,
at Olive Garden.
right? If you even play with
Actually, that's
Franklin,
endless salad,
you
but
still
okay.
have there's aspects of the
I
game.
haven't
You
even
gotta
ate
be a
at Olive Garden.
stockbroker.
So long, but I know.
You gotta be a stockbroker. You gotta be a drug runner.
I'm just asking.
You gotta be
Because I like really
heist
long
man.
games.
You gotta
so
be a welder.
as long as it's long as fuck.
Yo,
You gotta be a scuba driver, my nigga. You gotta be.
It's a lot of tech school you going
parachute-
to.
You gotta be a
It's a lot
parent.
Yo, you gotta be.
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta be a parent.
fine.
It's
That's
like
fine.
Sims.
You gotta
on
pick up your
steroids.
ex-wife
Bruh,
or
Sims?
future ex-wife.
And you can rob
that
niggas.
I'm
goes
playing
in.
Persona 5. I'm juggling
You gotta
like 6
cook
relationships
meth.
right now.
You gotta cook meth. You gotta take out a drug ring that niggas in turn cone on your turf because you selling the meth.
And this is exactly
niggas,
why
niggas selling
parents
meth
had
in
a
your
problem
area.
with Grand Theft Auto in the past. But
I'll
Oh,
play
well.
it.
And
I'll
then
play it.
and then you take out the niggas and niggas want to roll up on you. So now you gotta post up at your spot with your squad.
What you doing on my
Damn.
streets, nigga?
I'm
What
gonna
you doing on my streets?
You get cars, son. The cars. Oh,
If this one rumor about the upcoming game is true, then I probably won't get it. So they say that to get your weapons now in the new one, and it's a rumor because we don't even know if it's coming out, but you have to go to the trunk of your fucking car to grab your weapons.
that's so
dog, that's
acceptable.
Grand Theft Auto 4.
Nah,
I'll take it.
That's so acceptable. Hey, man,
Because
hey, man.
that's
But you
real
can pull it out the
life.
phone.
Right. Pop
But
the
you
trunk
can pull
on
it.
a
But you can
nigga.
pull it out the phone though. You can use your phone.
just
and
asking
get
for
it.
it.
I
nigga,
know what you're talking about.
But
Ah!
literally,
Hold on.
Car in the
One-
order in the car.
one more
Order
fuck
in the
real
car.
life.
I think I just realized what he was talking about. because-
Order in the car.
Usually-
All right, we
no,
got
you-
Eugene talking. Order in the car.
I
He
think
goes.
this is exactly. I think I really get what you were talking about. I'm like, get in the trunk. Like, I remember Grand Theft Auto 4, there was something where you could like buy guns from the trunk of a car, but nah, I get it because usually
you
Nah,
have
yeah.
to run.
Nah,
if you
but
want your
usually-
AK, you got to run down,
Hold on,
but
grab,
literally-
go
Hold
to the
on.
trunk
Yes,
of the
That
car.
means-
you got
I
it.
get it.
That means your ass was slipping.
GTA.
I should have had the toolie
Right.
against you on the,
If I'm
on
playing
the
a video
hip.
game, I don't want real life.
I
want
get
a
it.
video
Yo, wait,
game.
hold on, man.
You
'cause
feel me?
Nah,
usually-
that's the real life I want.
Nah, man.
Cause a
Bro,
nigga
hey,
wanna
hold
pop
up.
the
Yo, hold up.
pop the trunk on your bitch ass.
Hold up now. Come
I
on.
want the
I give up,
option
I
to
give
pop
up.
the
Come on
trunk,
now,
but I
hold
want the
up.
option to just pull some shit out of thin air too.
No,
it's
hold
a
on.
video game.
I get
I wanna
it.
pop the trunk.
That's
I
cool,
wanna-
Grand
too.
Theft Auto, you can usually
But for the
just pull
six-
any gun out of you.
But that's true.
You pull it.
You
you
got
pull an
fucking
RPG
20
out
guns,
your leg.
bitch. Ain't nobody got
whole
20 guns.
appeal.
Son,
That's the
Dog,
whole appeal.
you
You
telling
go
me
behind your back and you pull an AK
See,
out. Dude,
you
like,
haven't
dog.
see, you haven't
So I get
played
it,
you
man.
haven't played 5 to understand the driving mechanics, to understand why that's fun. You will pull up and
Hey, CJ!
I don't think it's that
yo,
Nigga, done.
big. I'm telling
son,
you, man.
pop
And then
the
you
trunk.
brag to the rest of, because everybody else is online with you. So think about it. You bragging to the rest of online that you murked the nigga.
Pop the
and
trunk
can't the
on that
police
nigga.
do
Once
shit
you get caught
about
slipping,
it.
once you get caught slipping with the weapon you don't need,
I
you
got,
gonna feel me.
I
Then you
got
gonna
tickets
feel me.
on all you niggas.
you gonna get caught slipping first
Pelican
mission.
Bay.
Yo, when you get them bounties, nigga, it's gonna be fire. Yo, I'm about to roll up
Yo.
on this nigga, pop the trunk.
And
on
yo,
him.
it's funny though.
He ain't gonna
'cause, yo,
see it. And you
Because just like you were saying like that, like, well, you got the wrong weapon. What if all your people, what if all the people you got to kill got shotguns and shit? You got
yeah,
an AK.
they gotta pull
think
over.
You run out of
pull
ammo
over.
for the AK, you're like, damn.
What you gonna do when
whoever-
you get all stars? Nigga?
It's
What if
whoever-
you on top of a building and you got all stars? Where's your car then?
Jump.
Where's
Son,
your
you
car?
gotta be stock ready. You supposed to
Better
have
be
the
ready.
right gun. Had the right
Nah,
gun.
bro.
Think
You got
about
me.
it. Think about it. Legs playing, Joey playing, and you online and they see you murk a nigga. Y'all got y'all a gang online. They are literally allowing you to have a gang
Son.
online, my nigga.
Squad.
And this is police free. We get to just murk a nigga.
And we can rob people.
That's the
Heist.
Look,
bro,
think about it.
But
Think
that's
about it.
every
Think
Son,
about it. No. Listen to
you,
listen.
I've
Listen.
robbed convenience stores. And then
Facts.
I went to LA and it blew my mind. I was like, I can't go in here.
This is the reason why America is a lot
Can't
more
go in
softer.
this store.
This is the reason why America is a lot more softer. The nerds are the motherfuckers you need to worry about. They out here murking niggas
Son, what?
with respect.
I walked up into
What was that meme that you
Come on.
posted? You posted a fucking meme actually describing this shit.
I don't. I post
Yeah,
a
I know,
lot of
that's
memes.
what
Yo,
I'm saying.
man, yo, he does. But yo, since we talking about
You
video
were saying,
games
oh,
now.
no, there it is. It
Hold
was-
on now,
it was-
hold on now.
real
All right,
quick.
all right.
Since we talking about
Okay,
video
okay.
games now, there's some other stuff I definitely want to get into. Like, yo, y'all ever heard of Half-Life?
No.
The game Half-Life? Nope. But you know, over the weekend I actually like saw this article and it was saying that game, it's the first 10 out of 10 VR game for 2020.
Oh, it's VR.
I'm scared to use VR now.
You scared to use VR?
Anything
And
that
all
comes
we
out,
just talked about, you scared to use VR?
Hey, no, I like first person shooter.
No, I remember the meme
I
you
don't fuck
posted.
with VR games.
I think that's gonna be for the kids. I
Yeah.
don't think that's designed for our eyes.
I wear glasses.
4K
Oh,
is
nah.
not designed for my
Oh
eyes.
no!
I'll tell you that
I'm
right
waiting.
now.
I'm waiting until VR becomes a fucking like.
Like a helmet? Like a helmet visor thing?
Oh no, bro! I'm
From,
talking
like,
about
Ready
a
Player
fucking
One?
bed, bro.
Bro.
I'm talking about a whole bed that you just lay in, and it takes your fucking consciousness and pours it into
Nah,
the
nigga,
fucking
talking
game.
about Matrix.
You
I'm
talking
Have
about
y'all
Matrix.
seen
Bro,
Altered
woman.
Carbon?
It's possible.
Facts.
Altered
It's
Carbon.
definitely possible.
I'm with the Altered Carbon or the
I'm
Ready
with it.
Player One, where you just put
Yeah,
the whole
Ready
suit
Player
on.
One is good.
Yeah.
Ooh, you
That would be
ready,
dope.
son. I
But
would-
you have to have the right setup, or at least have a fucking treadmill like he does, because you can't be running around
I'm just
on your
thinking,
fucking floor and
who's
shit.
paying for this shit? Is it the parents? Is it
I don't
them?
know.
Like when
Shit,
you
I
see
don't know.
little kids doing this shit, like who's paying for that
Hey, when you
shit?
got money, you got money.
Hey, our
Right,
parents
I mean,
paid
that's
for
all
our
that matters,
consoles.
right?
We got to pay for our future kids' consoles.
Yeah, but
God damn it.
bitch, consoles.
They can
okay,
use my
first
old
of all,
ones.
the price
My
of
parents ain't
consoles
have no
back
old
then,
consoles. I
They
do.
did.
All you had to
I'm
buy was
saying
a
now.
console. Now, when you play games, you gotta buy a fucking headset, this, that.
No, it all
this,
comes
this.
I'm not
together.
going to lie, though.
Ah,
It
sometimes.
all come together.
Yo, like, Modern Warfare is definitely more fun.
You know,
when you have
son,
a headset.
son.
The
can
same
talk
chaos.
shit.
Yo,
Yeah.
The same chaos.
Warzone? Have you played
I haven't
Warzone?
played Warzone.
Woo!
And I wish I had a headset right now. Cause seriously, like
The trash
they be like,
talk.
They be,
Oh,
nah,
damn.
they be talking about some AO, man. You know, we about to go in this
All right,
building.
so
It's like,
wait.
I can't say. Oh,
So in
I'm
Warzone-
coming. Like, come on.
Okay,
bro.
hold
When
on.
you, if you wear a headset, do you get to hear like if people are around you? Do you hear
Yeah.
like
Oh,
the
you-
actual direction?
Oh, brilliantly.
Okay. Same
Brilliant.
shit as PUBG. I'm all in. I'm all in.
Pass
Because
Brilliant.
because if you don't wear a
First person
headset, I
shooter
feel you.
too?
Because if you don't have a headset, you can't hear if niggas is around you. and You can't hear
Son,
which
for
direction.
real,
they're
though.
going.
Yo,
Steph,
and you
none
can
of that.
So then
choose,
you're
bro.
fucked.
In the audio settings, you can choose a type of boost, the frequency, how you listening.
'Cause, yo,
So
back
I
in
have
the-
my shit boosted so I can hear left.
Hey, yo.
I be hearing footsteps to the left. You ain't
Cause
ready.
yo,
nigga.
back in the day, all we had was just the console and the controller.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
that's
Now we
saying.
got
Nah,
that right
nah.
now.
That's what I'm trying to say. Now you got all these accessories. You gotta.
I'm running on
You
PC.
definitely-
I'm
you-
so much faster than I ever was.
Hey, wait,
on
hold
the
on.
controller.
See,
I
we're
got
talking
kicked
ab- see, we're
playing
talking
Call
about
of Duty
consoles.
Warzone blew
Hold
my
on
mind.
now.
I was like, oh my god.
Listen, I
Hold
gotta
on.
give
Go
PC
back.
players a lot of fucking respect.
True
'Cause those
shit, true
motherfuckers
shit.
are true fucking
But yo,
gamers.
since we talking about consoles now, you know, this is something I definitely wanted to make sure that we got into. Cause for all you Microsoft fans,
Hold up now.
we
I
about
hear.
to get in your ass
I'm here.
right now.
Hold on. Now.
We about to get in your ass right now for this
I'm
shit.
here.
Yo, man.
Microsoft fan
So
here.
over
Got you, bro. We'll give,
Come
give
on.
him his minute. Give him his minute.
But
Give him
yo,
his minute.
over the
Dale,
weekend,
dale.
over the weekend,
Sigue hablando, sigue hablando.
over the
dale.
weekend, there was a story that had broke
Oh,
about
yeah.
Microsoft and this company that has all their codes for the graphics and stuff, AMD.
Don't talk shit.
Apparently, there was a hacker that hacked into their server and got their core for the Xbox Series
Who
X
got hacked?
graphics.
Who got hacked?
AMD.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, like, for y'all next
I just want to
console,
make sure.
I'm
I just want to
saying,
make sure.
for y'all next console, y'all talking about it's
got-
gonna be better than PS5.
Hey,
You-
what?
we got
Hey,
someone
oh,
who literally just took y'all graphics code and shit.
took
That
took AMD's graphics code.
I'm just saying.
AMD's.
Also, let me debunk
weak
this a
ass.
little bit.
Microsoft ain't get hacked.
Here's where that don't make any sense. None of that even matters because nobody has one.
AMD got
But
fucked.
you
We
got
still
this
got
guy-
time to fix
AMD
this
got
before it
fucked.
even
But
releases.
you got this guy who literally took the code and is holding it for ransom at this moment.
So you
At this point-
holding information from AMD or Microsoft?
Microsoft is gonna use AMD.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
That's what I'm saying. So AMD is the nigga who's weak. That's all I'm trying to say. That's
All
all
you
I'm
got
trying
to do
to
is go
say.
through
and
somebody else.
Microsoft better do something.
But
Yo,
they
that's
literally,
what
They better
yo,
go find some other
they
shit.
is though,
Yo, you-
because
I
they
bet
literally
you-
got
yeah.
law enforcement on this whole thing,
No, I bet you
trying to
there's
find
a-
this hacker and stuff. So yeah, they want that code.
I guarantee they got some nigga look like
Watch,
Brock
they're gonna
Lesnar
hire that
at
hacker.
AMD looking at
Yo,
the boss.
they're gonna
society.
hire that hacker.
Couldn't be
to
sorry.
Have him
fucking hack-
arrested once he gets there.
Playboy.
No, not arrested.
You don't get
I
this shit
got
fixed.
this theory where like
Hold
these
on, hold on.
hackers that they find, right? They're like fucking. If they can hack like certain companies, I feel like they hire them for other shit.
Oh yeah.
And they got-
Oh, yeah.
So they're not gonna arrest this dude. They're gonna be like, "Damn, good job,
Yo,
son.
hack
We're gonna hire you
into
for other
hack
shit."
into this PC stuff right here. You know,
Oh no, yeah. They
Yeah,
do.
they'll
do that.
They
Do
do
shit like
contract
that.
work most definitely.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
they do shit like that.
Most of
with
the
the
In fact,
mercenaries.
Arthrex actually just got hacked, their whole system, and now they're hiring another hacker. So it's like it's just hackers against hackers. It's never like a true.
like when I spoke.
This is a fun
like,
video game in itself.
I spoke to a friend. I spoke to a friend of mine who does it. Like that's his job. He does it for banks and shit.
Yeah.
So, but like he goes about it as like apparently anyone who has that level of skill is like great. Like they do good and bad on the reg. Yeah. So like there is no like good hacker, bad hacker,
But yo,
which is wild.
we don't have that much time left. But you know, let's try to like
All right, let's wrap
There's
this
some
up.
things that I do want to talk about before we
Okay.
head off. You know.
Okay.
Hit the main topic.
Yeah.
Get it.
But speaking of women, you know, the Wonder Woman movie is set to be postponed until August 14th,
Yeah.
which is kind of trash in a way, but you know, we gotta stay safe.
I know. They also postponed the Olympics.
Yeah,
I
they
saw that,
postponed the
but
Olympics too
my man was
until
talking about that too.
2021.
I mean,
So wait, if they postpone the
Postpone a
Olympics,
lot of
are
shit.
That's yeah.
here's my question: if they
But this is not the
postpone
first time the
Olympic-
Olympics been postponed though. Because
Okay.
during World War II, they postponed it
But-
because
but
of it.
here's my
As a
question.
as a piece.
if they postpone it, are they still gonna do it in 3 years after 2021 or in 4 years to keep
I
Yeah.
think
track?
they're gonna
I
stay
think
in
the
4
time-
years.
I think
They're
the
gonna stay in
time-
4 years.
I think the time just shifts.
Yeah, they're gonna stay in 4
And
years.
There's only 2-year
Okay.
gaps.
Yeah.
Between
No,
different ones though.
winter.
Because they have the
Winter's
Winter
every 2
Olympic and
years,
the
and
Summer
Summer
Olympics.
Olympics
That's
are
what I'm saying. I
every-
think they're going to shift everything over the months that they're missing. I think they're just shifting it.
But also because of this coronavirus,
Acting like
you know,
2020 never happened.
basically. But also because of the coronavirus, like it's caused YouTube to, because YouTube's saying that they're going to lower their resolution on all their videos. I guess to help the government servers, because you know servers, because it's something about the government, because you know I guess with all this, like everybody's like you know filing for unemployment and all this stuff, their servers are just being busy. So I guess YouTube said, you know, we're gonna slow down our resolution for our videos. You know, other people can still you know raise it, but we're not gonna try and do this at the highest resolution or something. Like I don't know
So we
how
gonna look
this
like
helps,
shit.
but.
So when this
It's-
episode comes out, we gonna look like shit.
But just
controls-
make
Look
sure
pixelated.
because you can still raise it up. But once you click on that video,
It's
raise
just-
that bitch up to the
Yeah.
highest one.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I was like, 'cause
You
if now
can
we gonna look
forcibly do
pixelated.
it, but it's just like
By
it's-
default, it
it's
won't
the,
do it.
It's a channel
Okay,
of
okay,
bandwidth
right.
that comes in.
Yeah.
So they're just saying like when you're watching our shit, we're gonna be like, yo, we're limiting the bandwidth so that
Yeah.
we can send that to
Also,
So if y'all look at us and we
Also-
look like shit, just
you know,
raise
put
up
that
the
1080
resolution.
up, man.
Also, something else I want to get into, you know, I mean, there's a lot of stuff about the PS5 as well. Like, there's some rumors of saying that Marvel's because everyone's talking about a new sequel to Marvel Spider-Man. So, which is also
I can't wait.
one of the best games that came out for PS4. You know, I'm just saying, but
That sounds like
also-
shade.
I'm just saying.
Sound like a whole bunch of glass of shade.
PS4, but only
Tall
PS4
glass.
too. But you know,
Facts.
But to move on, they're saying that the
Haterade.
sequel for it, My Pot, is not gonna come out for PS4, but it's gonna come out for PS5 only.
Yo, that's fine. I'm with it.
I'm not gonna lie, like
I'll buy it.
if
Sound
it
like
comes
more shade
if
over
it
there.
comes out
It's,
in December,
get it
December,
for
because
Steam anyway.
PS5 is supposed to come out, you know, during the holidays. But if Marvel Spider-Man, the sequel for Marvel Spider-Man comes out, and that, I might have to break my 1 year rule and just be like, yo.
Yeah. Spider-Man was the first
Straight
game
up.
I bought when I got the
Facts.
PS4. When I got the PS4.
Ain't gonna lie,
so-
Spider-Man do have some lit games.
So,
Dude,
Spider-Man
though.
2
I
was my
am
game when I
definitely
got
gonna get the
PS2,
PS5
boy.
for Spider-Man.
The dumbest
my
thing they
favorite hero.
did
Why
was
would I
make
not?
it exclusive to just PlayStation.
Nah, man.
Because
Nah.
they didn't start
Nah.
that way. They
Yo,
didn't start that way.
Sony
That
got
was on,
PS5.
I'm
GameCube.
sorry,
Yo,
Microsoft
Sony got
only has
PS4.
two.
I had it on
and
GameCube.
Spider-Man.
I had it
So
on GameCube.
That's why we could do that.
That's true.
They had it on GameCube, if you remember.
But it's a good thing that they did. You know why? Because nowadays with the cross
Crossplay.
it's gonna
Crossplay.
It might-
unless
it
you
might
have
go-
exclusives. It's gonna fuck up the
Word
way
of
that
the
companies
day
are
is
making
crossplay.
True that.
because companies are gonna be like, oh, you could just get Call of Duty for any console. You could just get this for any
That's why.
console.
That's why
Do
we.
you
That's why we
think
gotta
they
have
released
exclusives,
Halo?
man.
They
Y'all
did.
got Halo. We don't got Halo.
Yeah, we don't got
why-
Halo.
Don't nobody
wanna
play Halo.
See,
That's
We
true
don't
that.
get
I'm
Call
just
of Duty,
used.
but we don't get Call of Duty.
Y'all don't,
that's
PlayStation don't get Call of Duty?
PC.
No, they don't. Yeah, they don't get Call of Duty, Gears of War, or
Wait a second.
Jack-
Are you
Gears of War?
like
Ratchet
Call of
playing.
Duty?
You don't
Call of
get Ratchet.
Duty.
You don't get
Call of
Ratchet
Duty.
playing.
I think it's only
I know Gear-
Microsoft.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
No,
Yeah.
it's
cross?
PlayStation.
Call of
Is that
Duty.
what it is?
It's not
Call of Duty?
cross-platform.
It's not cross.
No,
It's not
Call of-
cross-platform.
the new
except
Call of
for
Duty is on
Warzone.
PlayStation.
It is.
Except
Like
for
I'm saying.
Warzone.
And
So then the only exclusive that y'all have is Halo for real?
no,
Yeah.
they got Halo. They got
No,
Gears of War.
Gears of
Gears of
War.
War, yeah.
God of
Halo.
War is better. Give me.
I ain't
another
gonna lie.
one.
God of War is definitely
They
better.
both
I mean,
equally are good.
They
I
are.
played both.
I'm not gonna.
I played
I'm
Gears
not
of
gonna
War
defend
because
that.
I had an
Gears is
Xbox
solid.
360,
But hold on,
and
man.
I have played Gears
Hold
of
on, y'all.
War.
Hold on, y'all.
But I
Both
gotta-
lit.
But I
Had
got
me,
Fire.
Gears of War had me scared as motherfucker.
We don't talk about a lot of topics right now,
I
but let's get into our main
I would-
topic. You know,
son.
let's get into our main topic. You know, we talk about a lot of topics.
Order
right
in
now,
the
but
court,
let's get-
motherfuckers.
Let's get into our main topic. You know, this whole month, even though with the whole coronavirus thing, let's also recognize something else special about this month. It also was Women History Month as well, and
Shout out.
for sure,
Hey.
we love y'all women, even though we fuck up sometimes.
Fact.
But I wanted to kind of like talk about because even in the whole nerd world about TVs and video games and stuff like that, there's a lot of stuff that's been dedicated to women that has like moved a lot of stuff in
Yeah.
history about women. So let's talk about some of that sometimes. But let's first talk about this with TV shows, because I want to like kind of highlight and talk about some TV shows that are just it pushed women empowerment. It pushed it pushed a lot of different agendas about women. So one of the first ones I definitely want to talk. I want to recognize is this is y'all probably gonna find it weird that I watched this show, but Golden Girls.
Oh,
No,
Golden
no,
Girl.
that's
That's
fine.
cute.
Every nigga done watched that.
DMX
I used to-
watched
I
Golden
used to
Girls.
watch that when I watched-
it too. Like, duh,
that man-
I used to watch that when I watched Seinfeld.
Oh,
Fact.
so-
I Dream of
Frasier.
Jeannie.
I used to watch Frasier too.
Bewitched.
But the thing,
Bewitched, man. I love
The
Bewitched.
thing about Golden Girls is that like for its time, like in the '80s and stuff like that, especially in that old times, it showed older women living together
Thank you for
without
being
without
my
men. The thing, all these women lived together in one house without any men. It showed older women
Babs?
it showed older women having sex. It showed like them talking about sex, which was a taboo in the '80s. So
Probably
I
why I
mean,
love cougars.
All right. That's
Facts.
probably why I
low-
like Gills, bro.
low
The
key,
Naples
yo.
ladies
Low
out
key.
there, boy.
Y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea.
Hey girl, I'm coming to break it back.
But also, some of the cartoons also that we had, like Powerpuff Girls,
Yes.
Totally Spies.
Totally
you know.
Spies.
Yeah, Totally
man.
Totally
Spies was
Spies-
fire.
Those fives
Yo,
underrated.
It was fire.
It is.
You
it
get
really
animated-
I watched it.
It was fire.
I said it
Even
was
like
so
Sailor Moon
Yo,
is
Sailor
a big
Moon.
anime.
Sailor Moon.
Yeah,
Kim
Sailor Moon was
Kim
fire.
Possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Kim
yo,
Possible was really fun.
What's
even
that?
though she was just that, even though the main character was a woman, like no one
She
talked
go-
about you because you watched Kim
She
Possible.
go was
even
my
though-
crush though.
Wait, what
She
do you
go
mean?
was my
though?
crush.
Because a lot of times, if you talk, if like a guy especially back in the day, if a little kid watched something that was mainly, marketed for girls and stuff, he was made fun of. But
I didn't give a fuck.
but yo, Kim Possible was an exception.
That shit was
Yeah.
so fire.
Like it was such a lit show that even though the whole main character was a female, they were like, "Oh, you watch Kim Possible? So do I." Like no
Bro,
one cared.
That
about
wasn't the only show. Big
People
Comfy
who played
Couch.
Samus.
Oh yeah, for sure. That one too.
We was
mean-
waiting
I
for
love
her to
the
do
Big
her
Comfy
exercises.
Telling
Ooh.
time?
Yo, that yoga she did while telling the time.
Bro,
Fuck.
anybody,
Oh.
Tell me telling time.
anybody
Come on,
who's a
man.
gamer will understand how important
Tomb
a
Raider.
really strong female
Tomb Raider?
female character
Angelina
is.
Jolie.
Yeah,
Yes.
Tomb Raider, and also playing as Samus. I mean, come on,
Yeah, Samus.
Yeah.
come on, man.
But also speaking of
I
Tomb
also
Not
Raider,
as
want to
sexy,
give,
though.
I also
Speaking
want to
of
give a
Tomb
shout
Raider.
out real quick
go
though
ahead.
to all the female workers that work on animation and work on gaming because a lot of discrimination. I
one
feel,
of my
but
favorite voice
they do a really
actors
good job.
is a female. One of my favorite voice actors is a woman. Summer Cree. She,
What'd she do?
I know that.
What
lady.
voice?
I think I think her name is Cree Summer. But yeah, she voice acted as Susie for Rugrats. She voice
that's
acted as
fire.
Miranda
Oh,
for
yeah.
As Told by
Okay.
Ginger.
That's
Another
fire.
another show about womanhood and a young teenage girl going through puberty, going through
Yeah.
high school and stuff as a female, like which was a great show for women. But guys watched it too. Like come on now. I
did
love
watch
that
it.
show.
I did
Y'all
watch
think
it.
about
Okay.
this. Some of y'all, one of your favorite shows, the Boondocks, Two Kids, or
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
Regina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Regina
Regina
King.
Hall
Yeah.
voice
I mean,
acted
Hall,
those
yeah.
two
I do
children.
want to
which
say
is
in
crazy
anime
to me.
too. In anime too, you see a lot of
I
female.
had the same impression
Oh.
when I found out that a female voice acted as both of those characters as when I did that. I found out that a female voice acted as Goku.
Yeah,
Facts.
that's what I was gonna say. In
not
anime,
only
a lot
that,
of
but
female
also some other
characters can
females
actually.
Some other
Impressed.
females that are,
Okay.
no, some other women. Well, let me not say female, but some other women who voice acted as male characters. You know, the woman who voice acted as Timmy Turner on Fairy
Yeah.
Odd Parents.
Yeah.
The woman, you know, also the other one who voice acted as Chucky.
Chucky.
For
Yeah.
And Tommy.
And
yes,
Tommy.
and Tommy.
Yeah.
Like
And
basically.
Bart.
And
Nickelodeon,
basically, like
Cartoon Network.
all the children in Rugrats, the main children in Rugrats, were all voice acted by women.
But I
Even
know-
Phil was.
and not just
The-
children,
the
like in anime,
the person
you
who
see a
voiced
lot of
Phil and Lil was the same person. So
And even in anime, a lot of women also voice act a lot of male characters, not just children, but
Yeah.
like
but also
you know, grown.
adults too. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that.
So I think Naruto isn't Naruto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no.
No,
Well, yeah, actually, yeah, in both,
I don't know if
yeah,
y'all know.
yeah.
Naruto's a female.
In Japanese and in the English
for
one,
real?
they're both
I
female.
think that's by design
that's
because
right.
they allow it allows those people that don't like Jackie Chan. You think of him, he don't think like tough and brash to you. Like he's not just a muscle guy. Like I speak like this, but he will whoop your motherfucker.
Yeah.
Tyson, same thing.
Yo, Jackie
Yo,
Chan
I don't
Adventures
know
though,
much. I don't.
Oh yeah. little
Jackie
cartoon.
Chan Adventures was
Mm-hmm.
a fire ass
Is
cartoon.
it with his knees too, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jade.
She was the baddest
Jade
character.
Moore thing.
Aya, Jackie.
Jackie.
Aya,
Dude.
That reminds me. What's that?
But
what's
also
that
some
show?
other
Oh,
some
never
other
mind.
shows that I also want to recognize as far as like Women History Month, like the show like Living Single, like with Queen Latifah.
Classic.
I don't want to
Yeah.
pop bubbles with the rip off.
No,
Friends
no,
ripped
Friends
it off.
ripped
No,
off.
no,
Yeah.
it was the
Ripped
other
off.
way.
Yeah,
It was the
Friends
other
ripped
way.
it off.
Yeah, Friends ripped it
Yeah,
off.
there you go.
Yeah,
'Cause
Friends.
it came
I
on
didn't
t-
like
it ca-
Friends.
It came on TV.
I like Friends.
because it came on
It's a
TV
bullshit
first.
ass show. Cause
Yo,
Living
if you
Single
watch
came
if you
first.
watch Living Single, you will change
The
your mind about that.
exact
Well, true.
Same.
Let me watch it first,
Set.
and I'll know you're right.
Because also like it was on network television first. You know,
UPN
one,
9.
one of the few black shows, and this one was mainly about black women too. So right after it came off, like probably a year or two, next thing you know, they added Friends. It was the same concept.
That's gentrifying right there.
It is.
That's gentrifying.
But also something that's also similar
That's,
to
by the
Living
way,
Single.
I just want to say that's what
Also, this
Naples
other-
is fucking doing right now to their fucking city. They're gentrifying everything.
True
They're
that.
kicking out. I just want to say that. I know what the fuck y'all doing. Y'all trying to kick out the lower class.
For sure.
Just saying
wrong
that.
with
Just want to point that in there. Coronavirus!
Damn, bro. I didn't get
Coronavirus
myself-
taking y'all too.
I didn't get myself a gift before this corona hit.
Yeah, but also like speaking of shows like that, I mean, there's also this other show that even if you are a man or a woman, we all know you watch this show and ain't nothing wrong with that. But this show called Girlfriends, I don't know if y'all ever watched that.
Yes, I
Yes.
did with Tony Braxton.
I didn't
Yeah.
even
No, wait,
know that was
no,
her
no.
name.
Just kidding. I'm looking
Nah,
at
it's
another
with
show.
Tracy Ellis Ross. With Tracy Ellis Ross in it.
I watched it for the light skinned girl.
I never
Oh, come
watched
on
it.
now.
I didn't even know that was a
Okay,
thing.
she was your
Wait.
favorite. My favorite was
kidding.
Tony. My favorite was Tony.
Yeah, no, I fuck with Tony.
Yeah,
I know that
Tracy
fucking
Ellis
show.
Ross played Jones.
It was
it
like
was a- it was-
girlfriend. Like,
You know what?
trying
You
to
know what
think.
pissed
Yeah,
me? You know what
it
pissed
is.
me off about the show?
It ended so abruptly.
Yeah,
That's the one thing I died.
but it gave you an insight of how women think, and that pissed me off even more.
Well,
'cause I'd be
mo-
like,
well,
bro, they
well,
just conniving.
not even
son.
that. Not just women, but also like
Plotting
black
against
women in
us.
Pacific.
Damn.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
about four black women who they had professional lives.
How do you think we feel
They had
for many
personal
years?
lives.
Coño.
And like they would talk about anything. They'll talk in Ebonics. They eat sushi.
It'll
So,
always be some. It'll always be some episode where like
There'll be
the
episodes that was just wild.
the girlfriend with the big hair, the one that does the makeup now. I can't remember her name. Anyway, she would have some boyfriend issues, and a dark skinned black chick will show up and say some most ignorant because she be the hood black friend. That's how they stereotype. There's a hood
They
black
did
friend.
stereotype it, but
And she would
I mean,
be-
they did that for a lot of these shows.
a lot of these shows.
I feel like they
Wait,
always
wait,
pick.
go- wait, finish
That's
what you were
one
saying.
thing,
Finish what
though.
you were saying, though?
But then they had like the Lenny Kravitz daughter lookalike. You know what I'm talking about? Like the light skin. She had dreads.
You know if you notice
The
it,
offside.
you know if you notice it though, like in the '90s shows and even the '80s shows, they'll show like the darker skin colored woman as being like the most ghetto, and then the light skin.
They even did that with That's So Raven.
fucked up.
I was like watching that.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I was also another show, That's So Raven.
They'll show like the darker skin.
I was like,
I was
binge watching That's So Raven, and like the three bullies in like one of the episodes, some of the seasons.
I didn't watch
The
that.
tall, dark skinned one was always the one that was like the most like bullyish, and it's just it's kind of fucked up too.
That a lot of shows did that shit. Always the
really
darker
did.
the skin, like it was. They made them like
Even
the
in
most,
Martin, like I'm sorry y'all, but I mean in Martin, Pam was way finer than
Bro.
What are you talking about?
Hey,
Come on
I'm
now.
just gonna say
Come on now.
she
You
looked,
like Regina?
bruh.
All right, bro.
Bruh. Pam was better than Gina, man. I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna say,
But
damn,
it's
Gina.
whole-
Look,
Yeah, like
she for real life hated that dude.
yeah.
She for real life, and I give it to
in the
her.
in the later seasons, they did not like each other.
Yeah, because I'll give it to her. She literally
Put
went
up
on
with that.
stage and she acted like she was in love with this man, regardless
Of
of what the fuck the real situation was. Because she did not like
A lot of women had to do that. Like, yo, even in the movie, oh yeah, 50 Shades of Grey. Those two actors, they did not get along with each other at all.
Yeah, that's true. I did read that actually. That they're supposed to be like really in love, like all sexual and everything, but they did not get along at all. And those weren't the only ones. There's people that you see in Hollywood that they just did not click as fucking co-actors, but they had to fake it to make it. And one of my favorite fucking Hollywood is a Pam and Jim from The Office, and they actually clicked really good, and that's what you can tell. Like
Also, some of the other movies I want to recognize real quick is Girls Trip and Set It
let's
Off.
hold off.
But we about to set this show off and just end this right here.
But before we do, though, we might be able to continue this. If you want to know more, though, log into our future Patreon.
for sure.
yeah.
Patreon. It's, if you're a Patreon owner, it's going to be EX3 Network. EX3 Network at Patreon.
Yep.
And we'll probably have this discussion continue there. We might make do different segments and some new shit. But
Exclusives for all our fans out there.
subscribe, and everything, and like the subscribers you get. The more you subscribe, the more you pay, the more you'll get from us. Because now we got more
we're
time.
really trying to really push this thing right here. Even though coronavirus is really starting to slow things down, we're still gonna keep pushing.
Hell yeah! And plus, people
Yeah.
want to see some more shit like TV.
Yeah, man.
TV ain't enough.
This is the
so
perfect time for you to
We'll
stream
give out
some of our
more.
older episodes that's on YouTube right now.
Yeah,
Just
all you're
look
gonna do
under
is just sit at home and watch TV anyway.
Just look at EXPN Network's, YouTube page, and you'll find our content on there too.
Guys.
I also want to shout out New Plague Tattoo.
Yes.
Daniel. I just want to show it off, but I don't know, can you see it? Can you see it?
Yeah, I see
You
it.
see it?
Yeah,
Shit
man.
is fire.
Not in detail because he's still not finished, but
It's
yeah.
not finished yet, but it's not finished
There you
yet.
go.
Yeah, it's
Shout out to
it's
them.
fire so far.
He did,
Sir.
he did the work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not done. but
Out
he did the
looking
thing.
real good right
Right?
there. Out looking real good.
Yeah,
So
man.
shout out to him. He's
Also, another shout out I want to do, shout out to, Cool Comics and Games, one of our
Yep.
sponsors, shout out to them.
They're not doing any events right now, but after everything is over with, go get your games and comics there.
Yeah, we
So-
got some new
Yes.
content that's coming out too with the TV Nerds, other branches, other video games. We're branching out, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna help these guys
Same
get to
thing-
that next level.
And
Same
guys,
thing with New
And with
please,
that being,
I can't stress this enough. Please support your fucking
small
local
businesses.
nerds, and please support your small businesses. Yes,
Yeah.
but please support your nerds. There's a lot of comic book stores out there that are going out of business in Southwest Florida.
GameStop's
even
about
though,
to go out of business right now
Yeah.
because of this whole thing.
but please support us. We're trying to support as well. Not just us, but we're also trying to help other small businesses out there. So please support everybody that you can during this time because it is crazy out there. Just wear your masks and be safe. Okay.
Wash your hands. Sanitize
Wash
your hands.
fucking hands.
Don't touch your face. They telling you this over and over. For a
I mean, I
reason.
feel like this is the one time we should listen to the government, everyone. So
Facts.
everyone
Low-key.
listen to the government, what they say,
Low-key.
wash your hands, don't share contact.
But yeah, with that being said, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. And this is TV Nerds. This is your boy Eugene right here.
And Gabe's stomach.
Chris Konecki.
Lisa de la Academia Martínez González.
You can find us on our our unique social media pages and stuff like that.
EX3.com.
Yep.
Yep.
EX3network.com.
EX3network.com/TV
Follow
Nerds.
Follow TV Nerds on Instagram at TV Nerds. Follow us on Twitter at TV Nerds Podcast.
Yep.
Follow us on Facebook at TV Nerds.
And please support us on Patreon.
At EX3 Network.
If you want more exclusive content like this, support our Patreon.
I'll keep coming back to you.